I just wanted to, we've talked about the fact that God is judge, and because of God's judgment, his decisions, that can be the basis of our faith. The other side to looking at God's judgment is the fact that there are some things God has not fully made his decision on, right? There are things that God has made his decision on. There are things he has not fully made his decision, right? That becomes the basis of prayer, right? It's like God came down to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, right? God had not fully made up his mind to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. God came down because of the outcry against the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. But God still had mercy available for Sodom and Gomorrah, such that if he could find someone to stand in the gap, he would not have destroyed that city. That was the basis of him coming to Abraham. You know, Bible says that God does not do anything upon the earth unless he tells his prophets, right? That was for then. Every child of God is God's prophet today, right? God will do nothing upon the earth unless he tells his people, the church, right? And like he says, he's looking for someone that will stand in the gap, lest he destroys, right, the people. Because God's judgment is based on people's cup being full. God's judgment is based on the cry of the lonely, of the helpless that comes up to heaven, right? You know, it's not just because you are righteous, but there's a cry that goes up to heaven from anyone that's helpless that God seems to yield to and comes in judgment based on that. But the place of prayer is a place where we can stand in the gap, right? We can seemingly decide whether mercy will reign or judgment will reign, right? There's the other aspect also as we look at Romans chapter 12, right? The Bible talks about that we should, how does it put it? How does it start now? It says we should renew our minds, right, with such that we will not be conformed to this world, so that we would know the path, the good, the perfect, right, will of God. It gives several descriptions there, but that probably still alludes to the fact that there are some things that are settled that cannot change. I mean, there are some things you cannot pray about it, right? They are settled. But there are a lot of things also that are not settled that we can make a difference to, you know, and that's the essence for which we pray. We'll pray not to change the things that cannot be changed. We'll pray to change the things that can be changed.